As a prisoner assigned to the Amersfoort infirmary, I numbly typed medical documents as I reflected on the voice I once had as a leafleteer and propaganda journalist for the resistance throughout the war. The Netherlands of my youth had been turned upside down by the Nazi occupation. Friends became enemies, neighbors turned into spies, and the cost of patriotism to our dear country exceeded our worst nightmares.
Herr Doctor, willst du für morgen?
Ja.
Gut.
Four years earlier, I had been a physics student at Delft University. What started one peaceful morning on campus as an innocent sprinkling of student voices of dissent burst into a torrent of rebellion against the ever-increasing stranglehold of Nazi socialism.
Hans, Mies, this is Kara, Jana's fiancée.
Kara, good to meet you. We've heard so much about you.
Ooh. Careful, Hank. You'll hurt him.
Hans, I want to pass out some too. I know a lot of people.
No. Better you and Christian go home now. Your mother's gonna be mad at you for skipping school as it is. And you know your teacher...
Resistance can't be brought to a halt.
Shh. Never say that word.
Psst.
What is Pete doing here?
I didn't know.
Come and see, snap.
Why is everything always quickly with the Germans?
What's going on? Jewish professors will no longer be allowed to teach here.
Why?
Because Jews are monkeys, Paulie. Jews are not as evolved as the rest of us. If I remember correctly, a monkey failed you last term.
Today, enemies of the Netherlands have been removed from the teaching posts at this university. Already a few among you are calling for a rally of protest. Let me warn you, troublemakers will be put on trains to work camps. This university stands for order and education, and that's exactly what we will have. Franz van Hasselt, a word with you, if you please.
Come and see.
I need you to unify the student body, Franz. You are one of them. They trust you. And for the sake of their education and future careers, I need you to unite them in a symbolic gesture.
A symbolic gesture?
An oath of loyalty. Oaths bring out the best in everyone, Franz. They create unity. Bind us together.
This is an oath of loyalty to the Nazi Party. I don't think that I can...
Oh, I'm sure you can, Franz. Your younger sister has been caught with resistance literature in her possession. In fact, when we searched your home just a few hours ago, you found a typewriter exactly matching the font of this inflammatory nonsense!
Please, she's only 12.
No problem, Franz. My men love 12-year-old girls.
Distribution of resistance literature, Franz. Treason. Automatic death penalty. To show my goodwill, I will give you the power right now to free your family. Simply persuade the students to do what is right, and your sister is free. For as the will of the students goes, so goes the will of the nation.
We, German and Dutch social nationalists, have come to an understanding which is for the good of all. Listen to your own student president, Franz von Hasselt, who wishes to address you.
It was once wisely said to me, as the will of the students goes, so goes the will of the nation. Stand with me today, no matter what the cost. This oath offers allegiance to Adolf Hitler and his kingdom on earth. My allegiance is to the kingdom of heaven!
Move! Get out of the way! Get him in the truck! You grab Franz's sister!
I'm crazy! This is a German truck! Not anymore!
Hans, hurry!
Don't worry, you'll be with your brother soon. Eddie?
Face forward. Walk casually. Go to 45 Westerstraat, 4 o'clock. Break off, now.
Hans, what are you doing here?
We're building an uprising, Mama. A student resistance. Top secret.
Then why in the world are you telling us?
You can't stay here, Hans. The street's under surveillance. Talk to him, Adrian.
It's okay. May you be protected by your guardian angels, wherever you go.
Martin?
Hey, Hans.
Grab it. Congratulations, Hans.
Here.
You're now part of the resistance. We've got to get you into hiding until we get false papers. Do you have a place to stay?
I can stay with my parents' friends, the Tin Booms.
Great. I'll send word and tell them that you're safe.
I know the Tin Booms. I'll get him there safely.
Good. Here. Signing up bonus.
No way. I couldn't.
I know. Rarer than gold, right? Don't worry, we took it from the Nazis who stole it from our allies.
Save it for when you see Mies. I love her very much, but I don't think it will last that long.
Well then, it's settled. You're now one of us. The hands. No turning back now. Okay?
Did you, find a place for Tristan?
Yes, but now you must help us. We need your underground connections to help us with our Jews.
Our Jews?
We're overwhelmed, Pete. More and more of them are flooding into fewer and fewer safe houses.
Matty, I'm fighting to keep the Germans out of the Netherlands. I can't focus on the Jews right now. Besides, what about the Christians in the Netherlands?
First Jews, then gypsies, communists?
Yes, and the mentally retarded. I've heard all the sermons too.
Well, then you should know that when they come for the Christians, there will be no one left to protest.
Okay, I'll talk to them. But don't get your hopes up, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Ah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for gathering here today, so colourfully adorned, to witness Piet Harter
I'm not impressed.
and Attie van Voeten join in holy matrimony.
You should be so lucky.
Pete and Addie were my first contacts when I joined the resistance. I had no idea they would become my family overnight. I was the first fugitive to be hidden at the home of Corrie ten Boom, a Dutch watchmaker who gradually converted the home above her shop into a safe haven for Jews and members of the underground resistance.
Carl, I just finished working on your watch.
Thank you, Corey. I can't pay.
Nonsense.
Bless you. And thank you.
Confined to the Ten Boom home, my first duties were limited to writing motivational leaflets for our invisible underground army, inspiring them to be an ever-increasing thorn in the side of our occupiers. My longing to join the resistance outside the Ten Boom home became immeasurable. My only solace was letters from my girlfriend Mies, who I couldn't see for months at a time. When the day of my first mission finally came, I had no idea if my underground uniform would be what it was.
Useless. These carbons are completely shot. How am I supposed to do this job if I don't have the proper tools?
Schweinhunds! Don't they know that when you invade a country, you must keep the stores full of resistance materials? What's this?
My journal.
What's it about? My Life with Old Maids by Hans Pelé. Sounds riveting.
Hans is a resistance journalist, Pete. What you type can bring life or death.
Tell you what, get back on that typewriter and send a letter to Germany. Start. Dear Adolf.
Comedian. Oh, this is humiliating.
Stand still or the hem will be crooked.
Which will draw attention to those ugly legs of yours.
Those ugly legs. Allow him on the street until he gets his new ID paper.
Do stand still, Hans.
Yes, do stand still, dear.
You keep it up at that beachy little handbag. This thing's pretty heavy.
Papa needs you, Betsy. Your delivery to Dr. Abrams. No passwords necessary. You'll recognize him. He's the professor at Delft. Say nothing. Just deliver. And return.
Going stir-crazy here, surrounded by old maids.
And now you are one. Turn around, let's have a look at you.
6 months cooped up in this room. I just want to see some action.
I'm sorry. I know you've sacrificed a lot to be wearing a dress.
Thanks.
Without a matching handbag.
Dr. Abrams?
weiter! Bullenmusik, das Grammophon!
Shh! Nazis! Looting the house!
Geben Sie mir das! Schneller! Los!
Take the scenic route home. There are roadblocks on this side of the canal. Nice dress. Your papers and a little present. As of now, you're Hans Paulet, seminarian and pastor of the Dutch Reformed Church. That gives you freedom of the streets. So no more dress disguises, huh? One little problem. It says you're 24 years old. So grow some hair on that upper lip of yours, huh?
Thank you. Thank you.
One other thing. If you get caught with that...
I know.
Find some way safe for it, you understand?
What about Dr. Abrams?
He was arrested this morning.
Friends, I am privileged to introduce our newest guest. He is the cantor at the synagogue.
Just don't try to convert me. It will be a waste of your time. The food is kosher?
I'm afraid, according to your laws, everything in this house is unclean.
These are bad times. These are dangerous times. And in times like this, the Lord feeds his people in different ways. Therefore, madame, I will eat your food with pleasure and with gratitude. What the devil was that?
Actually, that is our little maid.
Is she kosher to eat, just in case we have a food shortage? Jewish humor. Well, she definitely isn't kosher.
With respect, Colonel, this seems a strange place to hold a meeting.
We don't have time for games. Berlin will not tolerate us hemorrhaging Jews.
On the contrary, gentlemen, a game is exactly what I had in mind.
This way, gentlemen.
Let me guess, Dutch Jews are already packaged in the crates, ready for shipment.
How much do you know about rats? Well, in today's game, the rats will stand in for the Jews and their underground allies. Imagine this space is our city of Harlem. Its buildings, the crates. At first glance, the rats are invisible. But there are certain survival traits that are predictable in all humans. Notice how easily they panic and flee to the next hiding place.
Exposing where their comrades are hiding.
By our watching them and listening to their phone calls, they always lead us to the other rats. The more they run, the more careless they are. The more rats, with less room to hold them, the more they begin to throw caution to the wind. More Jews, less space, more panic. Excellent, gentlemen. You are quick learners.
Game over.
You're doing a great job. Oh, yes, that's perfect. Here, put the rock right here. Nice job.
What are you making there?
Okay, here. Now make sure you cover it with straw so it's hidden. You can't let anyone
I said, what are
see
you
it.
making
It's
there?
our secret.
Trying to trap those big bad monsters?
Oh.
Huh?
Ruta, help him finish making the animal trap. We'll be right over here. He's my miracle child. I was at the train station last year. They were loading Jews onto cattle cars at the end of the train. And suddenly, in the chaos, he runs towards me and flings his arms around my legs. And without even thinking, I nod to the soldier. They load the others. The train pulls away, and I have a son. Just like that.
What happened to his mother?
Work camp.
Mephi. It's an interesting name.
Short for Mephibosheth.
Big name for such a little guy.
Oh, speaking of names. These are all the children we need to find homes for.
It's a long list.
I know.
Now, why does that look so familiar, huh?
I love tulips.
Uh-huh. Sweet tulip.
You're so generous.
So we can remember. The kids, of course.
Oh, my hero. Actually, there will be a lot of children needing a home after this war.
Please, Yusi, at least help put the dishes away.
Oh, Kari, would you have me sin on the Sabbath?
Today is Sunday, Yusi. You were excused from washing dishes and working on your Sabbath yesterday.
Yes, indeed. But does it not say in the book of Proverbs?
The man who will not work should not eat?
No, that wasn't exactly the verse I had in mind.
I'm sorry. Unexpected visitors. Just for tonight. They'll be gone tomorrow.
This is Amsterdam Central Station. The Nazis must be wondering what kind of sale we're having on watches. Forgive me, but I hear you chatter about your Jews with every customer that comes in the shop.
I believe as long as we do not get involved in the violence will not come here. And our Jews will be safe from the work camps.
Work camps? You still believe that nonsense? They are death camps to kill us Jews. In here, he promises to liquidate Judaism. Every Jew. So pull your heads out of the sands before they get chopped off.
I'll take care of the guests.
Can't sleep? You're not upset about me not doing the chores, are you?
I think your excuses are quite clever. Wish I had them when I was at home living with my parents.
Hence, you're a smart boy. They tell me you're a physicist. So what's a smart boy like that doing with a bunch of people who do such foolish things?
Like put themselves in danger for people they don't even know. Total strangers. And exactly what did you do to earn such a generous gift of sacrifice?
You are a smart boy. You're so smart that you could probably sit out this war, you know, and make sure that you have a real future. You could have it still. So what persuaded you to get involved in this?
First, it was easy to read about the war, not care beyond my love, my life. Then I met the suffering. One can't look into the eyes of the hurting and hear their pain and not get involved. When I saw the innocent perishing up close, I felt compelled to do something about it.
Despite the fact you know very well that you could lose your own life.
I want to follow my master, who died for total strangers, even those that hated him. He stood in the gap to take the violence upon himself.
Your religion really does mean so much to you, doesn't it?
Actually, the Christian truth isn't a religion. It's a revolution against the kingdom of darkness.
Well, my revolutionary young friend, what a joy it is to debate with you. Even if you are so foolish as to attempt to save the Jews.
Better to be called a fool for what is right than applauded for a lie by the crowd. Besides, the Nazis should have known what side we would choose.
Why's that?
My master was a Jew, after all. Good night.
You know, Corrie, when this war is over, they're going to say that it was won by men and armies. But I will testify that it was won by girls and boys who humbled themselves and became exalted. What is this?
A dish towel. Since you seem to be making friends today, I thought the two of you should be introduced. See you in the kitchen.
And those that are exalted shall be humbled.
During the first days of the resistance, and under my new cover as seminary in Hans-Pollet, I've been from church to church, trying to gain help in our cause. It was on one such occasion that I ran into an old friend who was seeking restoration by the church.
Hey, Chris. What are you here for?
Personal. Been waiting for 3 hours. I don't think they want to see me.
Then come in with me. I could use the backup, and then you can say your piece.
Hans-Pollet?
Yes. Sirs, trainloads of Jews pass your church every Sunday, crying out for help from their cattle cars.
You're a church board, Pollet, not the Railroad Commission.
Frankly, there's nothing we can do about what has happened here.
You are responsible to lead the flock, to stop the slaughter.
Do you know anything about this man? About his pregnant?
Please. I was a teenager, and what I confessed was in confidence. She is now my wife.
Can we please not distract from the issue at hand?
These young men are here about a moral issue that should concern all of us.
A moral issue? You know Chris was expelled from the church over a moral issue.
Please stick to the point. We are here to talk about the murder of Jews.
How dare you lecture this board?
I dare? You are meant to be followers of Christ.
Paul, in his letter to the Romans, clearly stated...
It is a sin to disobey the lawful government. I think you'll find it a hard point to prove that slaughtering God's people is lawful.
You gave up the right to that long ago.
Your Christianity makes the Gestapo look gracious.
Chris, I know you're hurting, but that wasn't the true faith. Don't bunch us all together. Most Dutch churches are resisting the Reich. I'll see you later.
Trust me, you will.
I'm glad I wasn't in the shop yesterday.
Did the Gestapo come?
They were just soldiers.
Did they ask you about sheltering Jews?
Thankfully, no.
I'm so torn as to what to say. God says to never lie. Yet I must be truthful of us.
Oh, but wait a minute. Wait, what do you mean? Thankfully, no. You're not saying that if they had asked you if you were sheltering Jews, you would have betrayed your Jews? You would have betrayed human life to save your mouth from being soiled by a lie?
Please, you see. Sit down. Let's talk.
Talk about it? We're talking about human lives here, and you just want to talk?
Shh. People in the streets are looking up here.
She was only saying that she didn't want to lie.
Surely, as a Jew, you know the 9th commandment. Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Children, please, the ultimate law is to obey the law of God, not that of man.
Exactly! Have you ever been afraid? I mean, really afraid? Afraid for your life? No, of course you haven't. You weren't in that house in Amsterdam where the people chose to kill themselves rather than relive the horror of returning to Germany. And I would lie, I would steal, and I would kill to save those lives.
Well, that is where you and I disagree.
Really? Did not the great-grandmother of your Messiah, Rahab, lie to save the spies in Jericho? The mother of Moses, the midwives, did not they lie to save the Hebrew babies? And what does the Bible say? They were blessed by God. Beware of your selective morality. It is a dangerous pursuit.
You see, they are only trying to obey God. I understand you're upset, but please, show the Tin Boom some respect. They are, after all, endangering their lives for you.
Corrie and Betsy, you'll lie to the Germans every day. You have stolen ration cards under your floorboards. You have a forbidden radio receiver. You have forged documents flying all over the place. How do you rationalize those lies? Look, all I'm asking you is whatever you do, just apply those simple rationalizations to save the lives of us Yids. I must have your answer now.
Today, we vow to be Rahab and the midwives. Whatever befalls you, may it also befall us as well.
You wear that in public.
You must give him a word, Corey. He's right. Saving lives is our first concern. It's time we turn this house into a safe house.
Corey's room has been chosen to build a false wall, creating the tiny room which we call the Angel's Den. We have also established drills, alarms, and routines for unexpected raids for the underground to safely move our precious human cargo. The importance of the secret room has become more apparent as the Nazis have increased their raids on unsuspecting Dutch homes.
Sicherheit, die Gottes Fehler. God's mistakes.
There are no mistakes.
Shut up. Saves the sermon for Sundays.
What do you see in these retards?
Every good deed deserves a reward.
She teaches these retards with her Aunt Corey every Sunday, not as I understand the word of it. Sie bohren nur in der Nase und pissen sich in der Hose.
These creatures are what prevents a society from greatness. But that can be remedied.
No, their lives are just...
Drain our resources.
Sir.
Oh, now I'm sir, huh?
Please, he's deaf.
And so soft. Nothing like the skin of a child.
Look, map of Germany.
Please, I beg you.
From its northern tip all the way south. My, our little bunny rabbit is a Jew, isn't he? What's his name? And don't lie to me, or I'll kill him right where he stands.
Mephibosheth.
just it keeps getting better and better. Mephibosheth. It's a Bible cripple whom nobody loved.
Whom nobody loved. And what is this Jew doing, mixed with the Aryan children?
It isn't his fault. I put the church children together with the orphanage for a day trip.
I want papers on every one of these children now.
But... No.
Boris, please.
Boris, please. You know my name? Unlike when I was making such desperate attempts to get your attention in school.
What? That was...
It looks like I have it now.
No, I noticed you, Boris.
You would have, gone out with me?
Goodness. Boris, who wouldn't want to go out with you?
No, you didn't want to go out.
Yes, heavens, yes. I knew your name just now, didn't I?
Bring the Kinder zurück ins Waisenhaus!
I don't know how to thank you, Boris.
Oh, you will. Don't worry.
And Mephibosheth?
You'll be fine.
Okay. Let's go. This way to the truck.
Tell me I'm not dreaming.
How I have missed you. Hans. Hans, what is that?
Please. I promise. I just deliver messages. And rob caravans and do surveillance and...
Hans, please don't joke.
Please don't tell Aunt Corey.
Plenty of time for that when the war is over. Remember, Hans, angels surround this house. They are in it, in this very room, even when I am not. Watching everything. You understand? You see, didn't do dishes today, so why don't you help me downstairs?
I'm sorry, Aunt Corey, but I'm meeting someone. I'm sure Mies will help. I promise to do them another night.
Something tells me this won't be the last time I do your dishes, Mr. Paulet.
After what had happened to Addie and the children from the orphanage, my involvement with the underground escalated. Peter put me in charge of logging the movements of local Nazi officials, including their notorious leader, Colonel von Lehmann. Corey's army, made up of mostly inexperienced students like myself, began to provide a formidable obstacle to Hitler's occupying forces by mapping out escape routes, falsifying ID cards, and sending word of imminent danger.
Every day at 1:15. That gives us 20 minutes.
20 minutes from now?
In 5 minutes, we have to have everyone out.
Are you sure this is correct?
Can I give you a light?
I'll take that light now.
Mein Kampf. We'll have our own book burning after the war. Move your Jews. We think the safe houses have been discovered under other surveillance. They're planning a citywide raid on Saturday. Sabbath.
Dokumenteren Sie Lieferung. Lobby, hoch nach links. Danke.
What are you doing here?
I'm returning documents.
You need a pass to be in this sector.
Yes, of course. Go fetch Captain Huxima.
He's in The Hague until Monday.
Well, lucky for you. What's your name?
Let me see your pass.
It's a funny name.
Stop! Guard!
By the fall of 1943, members of the resistance were being discovered and arrested on a daily basis. Trusting one another became a luxury we could no longer afford. Aunt Corey's vat shop became command central in our race to keep our precious human cargo alive. I've noticed that every time we go out on a mission, Aunt Corey worries about us as if we were her own children. One of our guests, Mary, began panicking at the thought of being captured by the Nazis. Then she told me a horrifying story of her father's suicide and the tragedy of her mother being buried alive by the Germans.
When they buried her in a ditch, I saw her mouth move as the dirt was covering her face.
I didn't realize the extent of Mary's claustrophobia until the next day when our daily drill became a full-fledged Nazi raid.
54 seconds. Now let's not fall behind.
Oh, I can't. You must, Mary. I can't go to the bed.
Let's go to immediately.
Because I am touched. No!
Mary, you can do it.
No, please, I'd rather be coached and shot. No, it was tremendous.
I'll talk to her. When he's caught, we all die. To her.
He had survived another close call with Hitler's henchmen, still living under the daily threat of discovery and imminent death. But as the holidays crawled around, our celebrations took an improvisational form of entertainment to lift our spirits.
As the darkness. Let me do that again. Sorry. May we not cast out the light, which is our only hope.
Tonight we do photographs of the cast.
Hey, Hans. Atty and I are engaged.
Congratulations.
Some bad news. There's a traitor among us. The Admiral wants him uncovered. It's top priority. Assemble the whole team.
Hans, what are you doing here?
I have a job, but I need to hear the news from Britain first. The tin boom radio is out.
I'll tell your father you're here.
Adrian, Hans is here. You should not be here. It's too dangerous to be out.
So haben Sie ein Haus und Schlafzimmer, nach oben gehen, Bücherregal, alles. Where is your son, Hans?
I don't know.
Do not insult my intelligence, Adrian.
He hasn't been here. A man named Clouder was renting here for a month. He left 3 weeks ago. Here, look, it is in our booking ledger in our sets. I can assure you, I watched him. And I would have turned them in if I had seen the slightest amount of disloyalty to the Fuhrer. I am a loyal member of the Nazi Socialist Party.
I know you are Adrian. I've seen you at our meetings. And if your son returns,
I will hold him for our German liberation forces. Frickin' Vaterland!
das Haus liegt auf der Hand. Ansehen, schnell!
Ja, mein Herr. Zu verlassen. Jetzt! Nächstes Haus.
Hans.
Hans. Mighty angels.
The glory of the Fatherland.
Pete, I need you to take me to your safe house tonight. Mine's been compromised. They took everyone to Ligastan prison right before I came here tonight.
How's Katharina? We haven't seen her in church lately.
Something's wrong. Just pull the blast from there. The trigger's set for 30 seconds.
Hank, you set it. Leo, watch out for the trucks. When they hit the mark on the road, signal. So you came right here?
Yes.
So how did you know they took them to Ligastan?
Everyone knows.
This won't rush you the race, Pete.
Well, why not?
These blasts are far too small in this alignment to reach the structure. It'll make a lot of noise, but the bridge will be unaffected.
It'll blow.
The stability of cordite demands those be stable. Unlike nitroglycerin or most nitrocellulose combinations...
Hans, shall I call the Germans and ask them to wait?
Okay, sorry. These blasts are directional. They're designed to blow out, this way to ignite the dynamite. It will make a loud bang, but it's a waste of explosives. It won't budge the bridge.
God's sake, Pete. You'll take the word of this school kid over me. I was part of the resistance from day one.
Yeah. But your sabotage attempts both failed last month.
Due to bad explosives.
When I was a kid, I used to look up to you.
Give me some decent explosives.
Where do you think you're going, Lars? With this curfew, Katerina must be at home right now, sitting in a favorite chair. Knitting. Am I right?
Lars, if your dear little sister is not at home, old friend, I will personally put this bullet through that thick Dutch brain of yours. Do you understand?
Matthias! Go check if Katerina's at home!
Wait!
You would have betrayed us and the souls in our hiding places.
They've taken my sister. You know what they'll do to her.
What do you think they're going to do to our friends and our family? Did you not think about that? What have they promised you?
They're taking her to Ravenhill prison until I can come up with the name of a resistance leader or a safe house for them to watch.
The Ravenhill transport tonight?
Did you tell them about this mission?
No! I swear! I swear!
Shut up! In 5 minutes, your sister will be taken from the Ravenhill transport.
How?
Go back to the Gestapo and give them the name and address of Rolf van der Lords.
Rolf is one of us.
Rolf is a double agent. He was uncovered weeks ago. Just give them their name and they won't know that you're aware of his duplicity. And remember, we have your sister till this is over.
Forgive me.
You should have told me.
Can you fix it?
The detonator's been torn apart. I don't have time to fix it.
So what are we gonna do?
Fuse. It has to be short to control the timing. It's as close as possible to the very last second.
So?
It's dangerous. I cannot predict exactly when it's going to blow.
Whatever happened to the simple blow up the bridge and rescue the girl?
That's what you tell the grandchildren. How did you know we were compromised?
The windmill. When the hands are at 12 o'clock and the lamps are, and that tells us that we've been compromised.
But how did you know it was Lars?
There's only two people that know about this mission. Him or you. So I took a guess.
Good guess.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Now! Now!
From the truck. I've got the cargo. Don't do it, drop it. 9, good snitch, Lassie in. Shoot him. He's seen your face. Shoot him.
Thank you. Thank you.
We must move him by sunrise. Or he's not going to make it.
You start moving in by twos. Come on, Young. Need you on first watch.
Germans, what right do they have to come in and
invade our country, our lives, our freedom? We were too civilized to believe that they would do it.
It's going to be okay. I don't know how you do this every day. I can't wait for things to go back to normal.
Normal? This might be normal for the rest of our lives.
No. This is no way to live. Don't you want to go back to college?
No, I'm done with that idea. No, I'm at peace knowing that I'm doing the most important job that exists. I'm saving lives. Go on, gather everyone up, take them to the Ten Booms house.
I better go over to first group. Corey's gonna need help with all the extra people in the bot shop. Yeah.
Oh, and hands. You're a good man. Your faith is strong and your heart is good. I saw what you did down by the truck. It's okay. Just means that you're a stronger man than I am. But just don't doubt yourself in this fight, okay? Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God.
God go with you.
Give my love to Aunt Corey, yeah?
After we began uncovering traitors amongst our own ranks, things began to spiral out of control for our patchwork resistance.
These are long of Ireland.
Yeah.
For goodness sakes, Hans. They've been coming and going all night.
The dog's still there.
The dog's always there. We'd be arrested by now if they suspected us.
No! No!
Hello? Hello?
Henrik, papi mentu.
Escucha bon, por favor. Tin razia plania pa gente Harlem, se sabe aqui. Avisa tu gente pa hui ba casnan seguro nobo. Cascu no a usa ainda, anto no usa telefone. Kiko. 150. Bom tin seguro? Meu Deus. Wak. Gisela bom mês, ok? Dios bendiciono bo.
I must warn my brother.
Do you have a code?
Yes.
Do it.
They've got Willem.
There's been a massacre in the village of Oesbogen. They executed 150 women and children.
Pickwick!
I heard. We must get a message to the Groot. Immediately. Our very existence depends on it. If Willem has been exposed, then the Groot is next. A Dutch policeman just warned me the Groot is being picked up in the morning. He has the identity of all the Northern agents. He cannot be captured. You must get there first.
You must leave now. This minute, they're coming for you.
We can't leave. We're going.
I see Russell early in the morning. What could be so important?
I'm a pastor. I've come to minister here.
Take the boy. He's the one you want. He's resistant. Take the boy.
You've just traveled through the Valley of the Shadow of Death, Mr. Poley. I see you're a pastor in the Reformed Seminary, so doubtless you studied William Tyndale and his 5 tulip points. Election, free will.
Tulip is credited to John Calvin's students, not Tyndale.
Very good. All men need a messiah, Polly. Do you know what Adolf Hitler, Vladimir Lenin, and Joseph Stalin, the founders of communism and fascism, battling for the hearts of humanity, all have in common?
They've all tried to replace God.
Quite the contrary. They were all once studying to be priests. Hitler, Stalin, Lenin, all products of Christian seminaries.
Chris?
I am not your enemy, Hans. We share the same quest, the reign of God. That is the task Adolf Hitler has been called to.
When Adolf rises from the dead, I'll consider joining up.
Quite a speech for just a messenger boy.
Let me be a prophet, Hans Pulle. If Germany loses this war, we will both be hanged from the same tree by the ultimate victors, the communists. Thanks to patriots like you who refuse to see the big picture.
One dropped of paper at my house and I delivered it. That's all I did.
Who got you involved, Hans? Make it easy on yourself. We'll find out anyways. There are dozens of people waiting to spill their guts in the next room.
The Groot's wife will sing like a canary.
If I tell you, will he be harmed?
His name, Hans.
Ever van Leenhorst.
You do know we are going to verify your story, don't you, Mr. Paulet?
It's all about choices, Hans. We shall see who chose best.
Pollet. I'm so glad to see you alive. How did you get out?
I gave them Van Leyenhorst.
You gave them Van Leyenhorst?
It's okay. He was killed last week. They'll hit a dead end. Besides, the idiots at the Citizens Registry will have already gone home for the weekend. They won't be able to verify anything until Monday.
Well, wish me luck. I still have my notes.
If you could eat it.
Too much, even for pigs like us. We'll eat what I can't flush. Guards! Guard!
Simon!
Toilet. Are you done? Almost. I'm almost. The pages wanted flush outs. So he said, fish them out. Then open the tap behind the toilet for more water, and then flush 2 or 3 torn pages at a time. It's a miracle. I can't believe it.
Oh, I believe.
Why are you laughing? Did you hear what I just said?
No, not Dietrich.
You know not.
I know not what my future holds. But I know who holds my future.
I'm sure you're aware of my nickname, the Collector. You studied physics, ballet,
Theology.
Darwin shows us only the strong survive. But your religious beliefs rule your intellect. For a collector, everything is about timing. Now, I get to collect specimens of what will soon be an extinct race of subhumans. Well, goodbye, Polly. I can't be late to complete my collection.
You can't wipe out all of the Jews.
I have no intention of wiping out their memory. In fact, I plan on keeping them around. Forever.
It's vegan.
Frog, you begin.
Do you need me to do it?
No, really, I've got it. Hurry.
Hurry up. Just a few more seconds.
Hurry, Frank.
What's taking so long?
I've got it.
Remind me to never send a boy to do a woman's job. We've got 5 minutes. Look everywhere. Cash, coupons, killing lists, names of resistance. Okay, just make a pile and put it here, okay? We've got to be quick.
Check these files.
Operation Rabbit.
Nothing yet so far.
Rabbit. Atty.
What is it, Pete?
Operation Rabbit Hunt?
Look at all these coupons. I can finally afford to take Lana to dinner.
You'd have to bathe first. I'm picky.
Didn't seem to mind when we were squeezed behind the wall in the Vandenberg's attic.
That wasn't my choice. It was an emergency.
Hey, guys, you can date once this war's over, okay?
Ugh. There's a wall safe behind...
How did you get that?
The war has allowed me to learn a few trade secrets.
Safe cracking.
Picking locks, stealing rations. A woman's work is never done.
Shh. He's going to be back soon.
He might not.
I don't think he would have gone very far in this weather without his raincoat, do you? Quick, clear everything up and let's get out of here.
The money, Pete!
No time.
Just 30 more seconds.
Quick, out the window, go! Leave it!
Let's clean him out. Lists, ration cards, everything.
Dearest Mies, whatever news you have heard about me, don't be afraid. The God who grips me in his hand will not let go. I am safe and alive. Continue to pray for the day when we will again be together. And above all things, hope. Your love, Hans.
There's been no word from Hans. We get little help from the touch. Friends and family are turning on each other daily. We can't trust anyone. Why do we bother?
Didn't you hear? They're going to thank us later. Perhaps even give us medals.
If we live long enough to wear them.
Frank, come here.
Senior grade scout campfire starter. Wow, thanks, Queen Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you hear? The awards committee has some budget cuts this year.
Yeah.
Pickwick needs these documents, so let's hurry, yeah? We've been compromised! Run the bridge!
don't have much time. You've heard about the massacre at Mansborgen.
150 civilians.
Half were women and children.
Should we pull back? We're not the ones who pay the price for our operation.
Tell that to Frank.
150 innocent people died because of a botched assassination attempt.
On a Nazi general.
We are somewhat guilty of pulling the trigger at every execution of these Dutch women and children. We with our bombs, and you with your bloody leaflet. This little bullet. 100 Dutch men and women. Hans's little notebook. 100 women and children.
Stop! I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud to have served with all of you. But you're free to go, if that's what your conscience demands. But know this, my friends. If not us, then who? We don't pull back. We redouble our efforts and we cut this snake's head off once and for all. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. It's there. Give us a report.
We've lost our contacts at Westburg Hospital. Both were executed at the end of May.
Well, then we'll break him.
What about the orphanage infirmary?
Yes.
Cleaned out. Von Lehman last weekend.
Last weekend? What would he want at the orphanage?
It's in the documents we found at the Gestapo headquarters.
It's scheduled for tomorrow morning at the orphanage.
Special directive of von Lehman himself.
They're going to shoot kids.
It's a Jewish rabbit hunt.
Well, sunrise is in 4 hours. It'll take 2 just to get there.
We have no means of transporting them. Just bikes.
We'll steal cars if we have to. There's an old truck down there in the barn stable.
Rusty hasn't run in years.
Addie's uncle owns a garage. He hates Germans.
Well, then he's hired.
We're gonna do this. Nobody's gonna touch those children. Come on, everybody. We don't have long.
There are no words to describe what it felt like being transported to the Amersfoort concentration camp. My mind was awash of images from all the resistance reports I had read, detailing my impending, unmentionable fate.
Hey, tolle Maschine.
Hier draußen. Wir haben eine Ausgangssperre.
Ah, jemand muss den Wagen des Kommandanten ja schließlich in Schuss schalten. Ganz schön schwierig. Hier brauchbare, hier Ersatzteile aufzutreiben. Wenn Sie Malteile für Ihr Motorrad brauchen, kann ich die für Sie organisieren. Ja, schnell?
Ja, wie der Wind.
Mensch, das würde ich lieb gern mal fahren.
Vergiss es. Nicht für 1 Million würde ich dich drauflassen.
Ah, na gut. Dann eben nicht.
Hello?
Atty, listen carefully. I need to round up all the children and get them to the back road.
Boris is here.
Boris is there?
So, what is it, honey?
My mother. Where are we supposed to take them? We have nowhere to go. And what are we supposed to take them in?
They're coming to execute them.
No. No.
Just stay calm, Atty. Trust me, just get the children to the back road, okay?
Okay.
And Atty, I love you.
I love you too. Boris, I'm very tired.
So, I thought we had an understanding. All those other girls who wanted me, and I chose you, remember?
And I'm so glad, Boris, but I just can't neglect the children.
You will be the wife of an important officer when all this is over.
Pete, long time no see.
Where'd you get that Nazi bike?
Jerry.
Get the message.
Boris has Atty.
Please, right now I've just got to do my rounds.
Just one kiss. Just one. I'll come with you. And maybe we'll find some dark corners.
Fine, but some of the children have been vomiting lately, and you don't see it till you step in it. Quite a mess.
Fine, I'll wait. But don't be too long. Pete Hartog? I said Pete Hartog!
You must be Boris.
Looking for me? How's it looking?
Pray for a miracle.
Ruth is missing. She was here just a moment ago.
I'll go find her. Just make sure that everyone gets on the truck.
I love you. Hurry back.
I love you too.
Come here, baby.
Ruta! Ruta!
Get in position! Hinter unter der Treppe! Schneller!
Where's Peter? He stayed behind to find Ruta.
God.
brave man coming here to shoot little kids.
That was for Frank.
Hey, Pickwick.
Halt die Klappe. Helaas. Nee.
Pete Hartog.
The soup is swell. Just bones and butter.
You have to dig deeper. Down in the deepest places, there's always something good.
So, what do you find now at the bottom of your soup?
My faith. If I die, I die. I'll close my eyes and I'll open them to an eternity without prisons, without cruelty, and without swill for soup. Hand me that toilet paper. We can write a letter.
Hans, come. You have virulent tuberculosis. You're a danger to the whole camp. Show this to the guards. They won't stop you. They return TB patients into the population as revenge for rejecting Nazi rule.
By me.
You probably don't remember, but you came to my house in Utrecht once. Big white house on an avenue of poplars.
And a lake.
You warned us. My wife is a Jew. But thanks to you, alive and living with my dear children in Switzerland. Now, I have other patients to attend to.
But what would they do to you?
Thank you, Hans Pollet.
Halt!
Geöffnet!
Never did thank you for saving my life. There's no greater love of any man who would lay down his life for a friend.
Only there was someone to save us now.
He has already saved us.
This is not the end. It's just the beginning.
Oh, Pete's coming home. The Germans are moving out. They're emptying the prisons. Scared the Allies will run them over. Look at this. It fits perfectly. It's my mother's wedding dress. Pickwick, come in.
My dear, man proposes, but God disposes. That is how it is with me, and I am glad. For now, I have come to believe that nothing can separate us from Christ's love. I have asked the Lord to allow me a new start. We have to put our faith in His will. It is all peace. It is a treasure to be with Him. I cannot offer Him anything. My life is wasted. But the Lord has made things whole. Though our sins were colored scarlet, He will make them whiter than snow. I thank you for everything, for what you have given me during my life. Be strong.
No, he's coming back. We're getting ready for the wedding. We're going to dance.
Archie.
Upon my release, I returned to the hiding place, remembering the times I had spent with so many I'd lost. It was there that I discovered for the first time that the notes and timetables I had kept throughout the war had been instrumental in so many resistance operations. Many of the operations had been carefully orchestrated by a soul I thought had been lost to me forever.
Your journal saved many lives, Hans. When you joined the resistance, I was so confident that I bragged to them about how bright my little boy was, double-checking every detail. Toy is always in the proper place every night. Pencils in a neat row on his desk. Details. If I was to trust my life to anyone, it was going to be Johan's.
Dad, I didn't know.
It was to protect you.
Surviving the camp when so many lives had been lost was a pain that didn't leave me for the rest of my days. All that remained of our dear nation was an empty shell of our lives. By a miracle, the Nazis were forced out. The enemy in the Netherlands had been resisted not by a polished army of millions, but a brave few willing to stand in the face of evil, no matter the cost, fueled by faith and hope.
When more people came into the house, hiding, the misery and the anguish of the people came with them. You related more and more strongly to the atrocities that were going on, to the inhumanity. One couldn't help but getting involved. If you hear about 2,000 people being rounded up and sent away, that's just a number. But as soon as someone comes in with anguish in his eyes and asking for shelter, then it becomes personal. As long as you are not personally involved, you have an opinion, but it doesn't bring out anything. As soon as you see what's happening, if the way of the Lord is not being followed, then you have to take a stand. And the stand can lead to confrontation, the stand can lead to personal suffering. Those people were common people. They were ordinary people. There were no heroes with halos, but people who were ordinary people, but with a conviction. It's the certainty that makes the difference. I know that my Redeemer lives. I know. It's not yes or no. I know.